Hello everyone, I am so excited to meet you once again on this platform. My name is Mr. Omo Godwin, and today we'll be considering a very interesting topic that is titled The Earth's Movement and Its Effect. Hey, let me let you know this now. I'm bringing to your notice. Do you know that the Earth is rotating now as we speak? Do you know that the Earth is rotating? Wow, that's what science has taught us. The Earth is rotating on its axis, and it also rotates what called revolution. You are surprised. You're not spinning around. That is what we're going to learn today. The Earth's movement and the effect of the Earth moving around. My name is Mr. Omo Godwin. I am very sure you have a wonderful time, and today we'll be learning just like we have always done on this platform. I want you to come out with your writing pen, your writing material, your gadget for learning. Put it by the side. I promise you it's going to be an interesting time while we learn on this platform. So if you're ready, I am ready. First, at this lesson, we would like you to know what we are aiming for. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to tell us and describe the movement of the Earth. We have two types, rotation and revolution. I said it earlier. You are also going to describe the effect of rotation and revolution. Yes, it has its effects. You know, in science, we believe in cause and effect. Yeah, all right. So also, you should be able to explain the causes of lunar and solar eclipse and also their effects. Yeah, in case you don't know, we have eclipse of the sun and eclipse of the moon. So that's what we are looking at today. At the end of the lesson, we'll evaluate you based on this. Now, what is the rotation of the Earth? What does it mean? The rotation of the Earth. Now, the Earth rotates from where? From west to east. The Earth rotates from west to east. As if it's being turned on an imaginary line. There is something that what we mean by imaginary line, it appears like there's a line holding the Earth. So the Earth is spinning round that line. It spins past through the center of the line. We call it imaginary line because literally, physically, it cannot be seen, but that's what happens anyway. So the line is called the Earth's axis. So anytime we talk about rotation of the Earth, we say the Earth rotates on its axis. Yep, the Earth rotates on its axis. This rotation of the Earth is about the axis, and it causes what we have, day and night. Please understand this. Very, very important. The Earth rotating on its axis causes what we have, day and night. If the Earth do not rotate on its axis, there is no day. There won't be night. So what we're going to have? Someone is saying, hey, what we're going to have? I don't know. Probably darkness all through. Because we're not going to have light. Because after darkness comes light. That's after night comes day. But if the Earth didn't rotate, bet you're going to just have complete darkness. So it was discovered that when the Earth rotates, only half of it faces the sun. Yeah, just half faces the sun. And it is daytime to this country part of the Earth that faces the sun. Let's say I have Mr. Sun somewhere here. Okay, now that's my sun. And let's say it's giving me the ray of light of my sun is coming this way. And I have Mr. Earth somewhere here. And, you know, a lot of countries are inside Earth. Okay. Yeah. Now, this side of the Earth, this side here, they'll be experiencing what we call light. Why this other side that the ray light is not coming to, they will experience darkness. So, here we experience light. Okay. This other side we have what we call darkness. Too bad. Dark. So that's what I mean when the Earth rotates. That's when we have night and day. If it doesn't rotate, there is no night and day. And always remember the earth rotates on its axis. All right, moving forward. Revolution of the earth around the sun. Now we've discussed rotation around the sun. Now we are talking about revolution of the earth. Now the earth revolves. Don't forget that word. At the same time as the earth rotates on its axis, it also revolves around the sun. Now the earth rotating on its axis, it doesn't mean it's going through the sun. It's just there. And it's just rotating around that imaginary line, okay? Now, the earth revolving around the sun means the movement of the earth around the sun. Beautiful. Now, you can see this chart. This can be my imaginary line here. I'll label it I for you. It's also down I, okay? So it's there, but the earth, we keep rotating just that way. When the earth revolves around the sun, the movement of the earth will go round completely. It's going around the sun. So the earth revolves around the sun, and this is done in complete 365 days or in 1 year. The part the earth goes through this is called a geometrical shape. Yes. So the part of the earth around the sun is not a circle. No, it's in a geometrical shape. Okay, geometrically. Shape that is called eclipse. Okay. Now, the earth revolves around the sun in about 365 days. Okay. While the earth rotates on its axis just for 24 hours. Every day that it must complete its axis. It must go around its axis for 24 hours. But when it's revolving around the sun, it will have to do this for 365 days. So what's the effect of revolution of the earth? What's the effect of the earth rotating around the sun? Now, there are two major seasons in Nigeria. We have two major seasons. That doesn't mean we don't have other seasons. I'll let you know about that. And we have what we call the wet season and also the dry season. We wet season, what we usually call rainy season, and we have the dry season. All right, between the month of October and February, the weather is very hot and dry. This is called dry season. So what do you need to know here? October and February. So between October and February, that's when we have what we call dry season. Okay, worthy of note also is that between the month of March and September, there's a lot of rainfall. Between the month of March and September, you have so much rainfall. So that's March and September. This weather that we're talking about, this effect of the earth revolving round, is only specifically to Nigeria. Other parts of the world have theirs. Okay, so someone will say, oh, Mr. Moore told us that when the earth revolves around the sun and we're supposed to have this, why are they having all that snowy? I'm not saying snowy. No, that's not our climate, okay? What we have here is just wet and dry season. And we have said so far that in October and February, you have your dry season. Then between the month of March and September, we have what we call our wet season. That's rainfall. This is the wet season. All these changes in the season are caused by the revolution of the earth around the sun. It is as a result of the earth revolving around the sun. Look at these guys here on the chart. So that shows you we are having what? Rainy season, or you can call it the wet season. And this chart here, the tree is not smiling. Wow, looking down and bird. Why? No trees. I can't see leaves. There are no fruit anyway. What's happening to the tree? It is dry season. It's dry season, boys. It's dry season. So during dry season, what do you see? Harsh weather conditions, plants will fade away, hot and extreme hot season. But when it's wet, we like it. You can see kids coming out to play in the rain. All right. So these are the major effects of revolution of the earth around the sun. So eclipses, we have two types of eclipse. Eclipse of the sun, which is the solar eclipse, and eclipse of the moon, which is the lunar eclipse. Don't forget, eclipse of the sun is the solar eclipse. Eclipse of the moon is the lunar eclipse. You can also hold that. So sometimes someone will just call on you and just want to play a quick one on you and say, hey, can you explain for me what you understand by lunar eclipse? Don't be taken aback. Don't be surprised and say, oh, we have not been taught. You have been taught. It's just that you didn't know that another word for it. So eclipse of the moon means lunar eclipse. eclipse of the sun is solar eclipse. So those are the two eclipses that we have. Moving forward, eclipse of the sun. An eclipse of the sun occurs when the moon comes in between the sun and the earth. Don't forget, when the moon stands between the sun and the earth, you can see the moon here. This is Mr. Moon. Okay. Now, the sun is supposed to cast its ray, when I mean ray, light on planet Earth. But do you know what happened here? Mr. Moon has just gone to block the sun from casting its ray on planet Earth. Then if it's not casting its ray, because moon has decided to take the star, the shining, the light, the luminaries, the illumination, he has decided to take it from sun. So what will now be casted on earth? It is the shadow that reflects from the moon. So that shadow is what we call eclipse of the sun, because the moon has obstructed the light coming from the sun to the earth. So we kind of see a shadow or a casting of Mr. Moon. And you can see the earth is not smiling. The sun will not be happy because he wants to bring light to everyone on earth. So eclipse of the sun is very important, you know this. Eclipse of the sun is when the moon comes in between the sun and the earth. Okay, that is worthy of note. An eclipse of the moon occurs when the earth comes in between the sun and the moon. It's like a payback time now. So the earth is saying, okay, moon, you have cheated me and you have eclipse of the sun. Now I'm going to cheat you back. I'm going to pay my own. I'm going to pay you my own coin. So when the earth comes in between the sun and the moon, that's what we call eclipse of the moon. Remember, eclipse of the sun is when the moon comes in between the sun and the earth. The other way around is what we call eclipse of the moon. One thing is static. Who can tell me? I need a fast thinker. What doesn't change between eclipse of the moon and eclipse of the sun? If you know this, you've gotten it forever. Yes? Come on, tell me. Who can tell me? I'm waiting. Just 3 seconds. Boy, good. That's good. The sun is static. Yes. The sun is static. It's not changing position. But the moon and the earth, they are busy changing position. So if you know this, you know earth will turn here, moon at a time will be here. So that's the difference. So when the earth is in between the sun and the moon, we call that lunar eclipse or eclipse of the moon. But when the moon is between the sun and the earth, we call it solar eclipse. Okay, all right. Now, in conclusion, what have you learned today? Wow, I want to trust you've learned a lot. Einstein is popping up. What have we learned today? We learned that the rotation of the earth is about on its axis and it causes day and night. This is done on the axis of the earth. How long does it take for the earth to complete its rotation on the axis? Who can tell me? I need a smart kid there to tell me. How long? Okay, let's try. Yep, 24 hours. All right, the movement of the earth around the sun is called revolution. How long does it take for the earth to revolve around the sun? To go a complete revolution? How many days? Did I hear you say 3 days? No. Oh, someone is saying 36 days. No. Oh, good. I guess 365 days. It takes 365 days for the earth to complete its revolution around the sun. So the earth makes one complete rotation about its axis in 24 hours. These are interesting things that we have learned today. Science is fun, boys. So imagine the earth is already rotating and guess what? Look at the time. What time it is? If it's not rotating, you will not have this time frame. Morning and night. You don't have wet and dry. Remember, if you don't have wet season, you will not have so many fruits. Now it's time to eat a lot of fruits, vegetables. If you have dry season, you know what time it is. And you should know now why we have rain and why we have sun. Why we are having wet and why we have dry season. You have already learned why we have night and why we have day. I have had a wonderful time today and I trust you also have. Now, what is eclipse of the sun? You should be able to answer that by yourself. What's the eclipse of the moon? How long does it take for the earth to revolve around the sun? Mention the types of eclipse. Easy peasy. I trust you're going to do well. From me is bye-bye. We'll meet another time. Good luck.